Well, this month, Actors Theater of Louisville is set to kick off performances of William Shakespeare's King John this week. The company is reimagining the classic with a diverse cast of women and non-binary actors. Joining us now with more is director and adapter Rosa Josie to tell us all about it. Great to have you here at Great Day Live, by the way.
It's amazing to be here.
You know, we're all big fans of Actors Theater, and I know this had to be really fun to take a William Shakespeare classic, but add that Upstart Crow Collective touch to it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So Upstart Crow Collective, we started in 2006, and it was really the brainchild of two actors, Kate Wisniewski and Betsy Schwartz. And they actually approached me about this crazy idea to do an all-female Shakespeare play.
Wow.
Because
why not?
Why not? Well,
right.
Because originally the plays were done by men. Like, it was an all-male cast. Women were not allowed on stage during Shakespeare's time. So, and there's been a long tradition of doing all-male plays because it was the tradition.
Yeah.
So all-female Shakespeare is much newer, and so we started doing that. And then I was just amazed by how many women wanted the opportunity to do the work, and how differently we looked at the plays when, especially, we do a lot of what's known commonly as Shakespeare's history plays. King John is based on actual English history, but it's not our history.
Right.
It's not, and so we really think of these plays as political war plays. And when you start thinking about it that way, then it makes sense why we're doing this 400-year-old play about medieval English history for a contemporary American audience, and letting women and non-binary people take the stage in what is, I mean, in this play I think there are 2 female characters.
Yeah.
So, but in this production there are 12 women and non-binary people on the stage, and normally you would only have 2.
Probably makes you think of the story or words, messages in the story in a totally different way.
You start
right?
to like question why men take us to war.
Yeah.
You start to question what masculinity is when you're watching women portray men on. So we don't change the gender of the characters. They're all, the male characters are male, the female characters are female in the play. But when you see, one of the things is you just see how incredibly talented women are, and they don't get the opportunities as much as men do in Shakespeare.
So what can audiences expect? What will they hear, the familiar themes and the story, and what have you all done in addition to make it a different experience?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that one of the things, because we're always thinking about why is this play relevant to us today as a contemporary American audience, I think we are really looking at the ways in which the plays are political plays. And so this play is really about politicians who take us to war, politicians who are strategizing and in a sort of game of egos, and who are driven by power and greed under the guise of patriotism and religion. So I think we can really see contemporary American society in that work.
Well, this begins, it kicks off this week, opens this week, and then how long does it run?
It only runs 2 weekends. It runs 2 weeks, so like, please go and get your tickets. And because it's a very short engagement, but there are still tickets available. And I think it's also a really visual, like, I think for anyone, especially if you're a person of color who's never thought that Shakespeare was about you or for you, I think that you will really see yourself in this work and see that these stories belong to you.
Yeah, and see that represented on the stage.
And I think that's what's really great about Actors Theater of Louisville, is that it really is expanding human potential and community.
Rosa, it is so good to meet you. Thank you so much for taking this on. And again, it's only running for 2 weekends, so please go online to actorstheater.org to get your tickets to this limited performance. And then after that, of course, if you're already thinking of the holidays, or maybe you want to purchase a membership, everything you need there to support Actors Theater is at actorstheater.org.